Hello, everybody.
You're Samuel Mitchell.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchell, you're here today because you have been charged with two criminal counts from a complaint information filed by the Kingman County Attorney's Office, and I'm going to go over those charges with you right now. In count one, you've been charged with attempted second-degree murder. This stems from a report on September 23rd of this year, which claims that you intentionally attempted to kill Andrew Ryder by completing an overt act toward the perpetration of that crime, which was stabbing Mr. Ryder with a knife, with the intention to commit such a crime, but that you failed in the perpetration thereof or was prevented or intercepted in executing such a crime. Now, this is a severity level 3-person felony, and it's punishable by up to 247 months in the state penitentiary and a fine of up to $300,000. In count two, you've been charged with aggravated battery, which claims that on that same date, which was yesterday, that you unlawfully and knowingly caused great bodily harm or disfigurement to Andrew Ryder. And this is a severity level 4 felony and is punishable by up to 172 months in the state penitentiary and a fine of up to $300,000. If you would be found guilty of either or one of these crimes, you could be sentenced to serve these sentences concurrently, which means you'd serve them all together, or consecutively, which means you'd serve one sentence and begin the next. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, sir.
Now, these are only allegations. You have the right to have a trial on this matter where the state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you committed each and every one of these offenses. You also have the right to have legal counsel, and if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
And so, how would you like to proceed on getting legal counsel? Do you need the court to appoint you counsel, or are you
Yes, sir.
planning? You are? I mean, you need the court to appoint you counsel. Now, are you currently employed?
Not right now.
Okay. Now, we're going to give you an application to fill out for a court-appointed attorney. I just need you to fill that out, sign it, and send it back. But based on the answers to your questions today, I'm going to appoint Robert Slinkard to represent you. You've had him before. And I'm going to set you for your next court hearing on this Thursday, September 26th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And we'll get you Mr. Slinkard's contact information, and you can get a hold of him. I think he was planning on coming over and seeing you, but you can get a hold of him, and he'll help you figure out how to proceed against these charges. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, and we'll see you Thursday.
All right, thank you.
Are you on?
Yeah.
I can't hear. And this is case number 2024 CR 83, State of Kansas versus Samuel Mitchell, who appears via Zoom with counsel, and the state's represented by Mr. Ricky. And so who's here but off camera. So Mr. Slinkard, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did file a formal motion for a bond reduction that would allow the state to give notice to any complaining witness or anyone that might have an interest in this matter would like to be heard on that. I don't have much discovery on this case yet, so we would need to waive the 14-day requirement for a preliminary hearing and schedule this matter for a status hearing down the road just a little bit and allow Mr. Mitchell the opportunity to attempt to postpone.
Okay. And you may proceed with your bond modification motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Mitchell has got ties to the community. To the best of my knowledge, he's always appeared to court, or he has every time I've represented him, which has not been that often. We believe that he's not a danger to the community, that this alleged incident occurred as a result of the complaining witness coming over to his place and starting problems. Mr. Mitchell would be willing to be subject to bond reporting requirements, no contact with the victim, all the standard things, and anything else the court would deem important and necessary to allow Mr. Mitchell the opportunity to bond out. Obviously, Mr. Mitchell does not have a lot of funds. A $500,000 bond is a significant amount to him, and quite frankly, probably $5,000 is the equivalent of a $5,000 bond to Mr. Mitchell. He has limited resources and struggles day to day with finances, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ricky, do you have a position on this?
Your Honor, if Mr. Ricky
Mr.
says
Ricky,
I can't hear
no,
anything.
No, he hasn't. He's and you can't see him, but he's looking over the paperwork and preparing his response, I believe.
That's fine, Your Honor. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't
And
some sort of technical difficulty.
He's also trying to get the Zoom working so you can actually see him. Hold on just a moment. There's Mr. Ricky.
Your Honor, as far as the motion to modify bond, the factors to consider obviously are the defendant's willingness to be present for future court appearances and public safety. Obviously, this case is a person crime, stabbing with a knife. Count 1 is attempted murder in the second degree, and count 2, aggravated battery. There is a community safety concern here for the state. The state is not opposed to a reduction of bond, but do not believe that an OR bond or a $5,000 bond as suggested would be appropriate. Probably more in the line of around 200,000.
All right, Mr. Slinker, do you are you through with?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Slinker, do you have a response to that?
Just that, Your Honor, I just truly believe that at some point in time, we'll probably be filing some motions concerning those issues, but I've got to get the discovery first. And if you read the affidavits that were accompanying the thing, accompanying the filing of this case, I think you can see that there is a sufficient argument for some sort of a self-defense claim. Obviously, the alleged wounds were in the complaining witness's armpit. That's usually that kind of wound would indicate that the person was on the ground in an inferior position and was defending himself. Those aren't types of wounds you typically see with two people in mutual combat fighting, Your Honor.
Okay, so and I have seen the affidavit. The affidavit also includes some pictures of the stab wound to the victim, and one was in his arm, and then one was in his chest cavity near his arm, but still near his chest. The defendant in this case then fled the scene and spent hours hiding in an attic. And there are two co-defendants in this case that are charged with obstructing law enforcement, which suggests to me that there's a flight risk, and there's also a tendency for this defendant and maybe his co-defendants to not follow court orders, because there were court orders in this matter with warrants that were issued. So I tell you what, I will cut the bond in half to $250,000 cash or surety, and Mr. Mitchell will have that bond. I know that's a steep bond, but we do have the flight risk and the danger of the community. This is a serious charge. He's charged with attempted murder. So there is a danger to the community on this, but I am going to cut it in half. And if Mr. Mitchell can make bond, then he's also to report to court services and not have any contact with any co-defendants or witnesses. So when shall we set the next hearing?
Is the court available on the 17th? I know that next week is judicial conference and training.
Yes. Yes, so we can set this for October 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Hopefully, you'll get the discovery problems worked out by then.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
very much, counsel.
Can I call my lawyer later? Or talk to my
Yeah,
lawyer?
you can call me on the phone. They should put you through.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're always able to talk to your attorney.
Yeah, Kingman jail staff is very good about that. So
All right, thank you.
thank you. Thanks,
Oh.
Judge.
Thank you.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.